Our minds are incredibly complex, capable of wonders and horrors. They shape our reality, our perceptions, our very sense of self. But what happens when that intricate machinery malfunctions? When the wiring gets crossed and reality itself becomes a distorted, terrifying, or utterly bizarre illusion. Today, we're diving into the strange, often unsettling world of rare psychological conditions. These aren't just quirks. They're profound shifts in perception and belief that turn ordinary life upside down. Get ready to explore some of the most bizarre ways the human mind can trick itself. First up, imagine looking at your best friend, your partner, even your own reflection, and seeing a stranger. This isn't forgetfulness. It's a profound inability to recognize faces. It's called prosopagnosia, commonly known as face blindness. For someone with prosopagnosia, faces are just a collection of features: eyes, a nose, a mouth, but the brain can't stitch them together into a recognizable whole. It's like trying to read a sentence where you know all the letters, but you can't put them together to form words. People with severe prosopagnosia might not recognize their own family members without other cues, like their voice, their clothes, or a distinctive haircut. They might even struggle to follow plots in movies, unable to tell characters apart. This condition is usually caused by a specific part of the brain called the fusiform gyrus. But interestingly, some people are born with developmental prosopagnosia, never acquiring the ability to recognize faces properly. Next, prepare for a condition that sounds straight out of a psychological thriller: Capgra Delusion. This is where a person genuinely believes that a close friend, family member, or even a pet has been replaced by an identical imposter. Imagine your own mother walking into the room, looking exactly like your mother, sounding exactly like her, but a part of your brain screams, "That's not her. That's a body double." The unsettling part is that the person with Capgra Delusion often intellectually knows it looks like their loved one, but there's a profound emotional disconnect. Their brain isn't producing the usual feeling of familiarity or warmth. Because they can't reconcile the visual match with the emotional mismatch, their brain invents a logical explanation. It must be an imposter. It's often linked to brain injuries, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, or certain mental health conditions. It's a terrifying breach of trust in one's own senses, turning the most familiar faces into terrifying fakes. Now, for one of the most profoundly disturbing conditions, Cotards Syndrome, also known as walking corpse syndrome. Individuals suffering from this delusion genuinely believe they are dead, missing organs, or don't exist at all. Imagine waking up convinced your heart isn't beating, your blood isn't flowing, that your stomach has vanished, or even that your entire body is rotting away. Some patients might refuse to eat, believing they don't need food or that they have no stomach to put it in. In extreme cases, people with Cotards might believe they are literally a zombie, a ghost, or that they have already died and are somehow still moving about. They might spend their days in graveyards or even complain about the smell of their own decaying flesh, even though they are perfectly alive and healthy. This incredibly rare condition is often associated with severe depression, schizophrenia, or brain lesions. It's a terrifying disassociation from one's own living, breathing body, a complete break from reality where the ultimate truth becomes a lie. Let's explore alien hand syndrome. This is exactly what it sounds like. A person's limb, most commonly one hand, acts seemingly on its own, without conscious control or awareness from the individual. Imagine sitting down and your hand suddenly reaches out and slaps you, or starts unbuttoning your shirt while you're trying to button it. The person feels no intention to perform these actions and often feels like the hand belongs to someone else entirely, an alien entity with its own will. This isn't a twitch or a spasm. The movements can be purposeful, like picking up objects, drawing, or even attempting to harm oneself or others. The person often tries to restrain their own rogue hand with their other controlled hand. Alien hand syndrome is typically caused by damage to specific areas of the brain, usually from a stroke, tumor, or neurosurgery. It reveals just how precisely our brains coordinate our actions, and how terrifying it is when that control is lost. If Capgra Delusion makes everyone a stranger, then its twisted cousin, Fragaly Delusion, turns every stranger into someone you know. named after a famous Italian character actor known for his rapid costume changes. This condition makes a person believe that different people they encounter are, in fact, a single person in disguise. So the barista serving your coffee, the bus driver, and even the news anchor on TV could all be the same individual, constantly changing their appearance to follow or harass the sufferer. Unlike Capgra, where familiarity is lost, Fragaly is about forced familiarity where none exists. It's often associated with paranoid schizophrenia and other neurological conditions. Imagine the constant anxiety of believing you're being followed by a master of disguise, seeing them in every face you meet. Imagine recognizing a place perfectly, knowing exactly where you are, but simultaneously believing it's been duplicated and exists somewhere else entirely. This is reduplicative paramnesia, a delusion where a person believes a place or location has been duplicated and exists in two or more physical locations, often with slight differences. Someone might be in a hospital in their hometown, but insist it's actually the exact same hospital, recreated and now located across the country in another state. Or they might argue that they are currently in a copy of their home, even if all evidence points to them being in their original residence. It often arises from damage to the frontal lobes of the brain, particularly after strokes or trauma, affecting how the brain combines memory with spatial awareness. It's a chilling demonstration of how our perception of place, not just people, can be utterly fragmented and reassembled into a bizarre reality. These conditions, as bizarre as they sound, remind us of the incredible, fragile complexity of the human mind. They are extreme examples of how our perception of reality, ourself, and our loved ones can be utterly transformed by a single misfiring neuron or a subtle disconnect. They show us that our everyday reality isn't as solid as we think, and that the greatest mysteries often lie not in the cosmos, but within the 3 pounds of gray matter inside our own skulls. What other strange phenomena fascinate you? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this journey into the bizarre mind intriguing, hit that like button and subscribe to Simple Schematic for more explanations of the unexplainable.